All right, so now we're going to look at subtracting decimals. So again, on your page, this should be right after your adding decimals, classwork problems. So we're going to put notes. And in our notes, we're going to put subtracting decimals. We put notes again to remind ourselves this is where our notes are. Put subtracting decimals because that's what we're dealing with. So just like we did with adding decimals, we got 4 steps we're going to follow. Step 1, just like adding decimals, we are going to align the decimals, not the digits. This is key. Make sure we align our decimals. Do not align just the numbers. Next, we place zeros where there is no number. Again, just to make things clean so that we have everything lined up. Next, we subtract. Ignore decimal. And then the last step, bring decimal straight down. Very similar steps to adding decimals. The only difference is we are going to subtract instead of add. So let's take a look at our first example that we're going to do. 26.4 minus 11.3. So we take our first number, 26.4. Take our next number. Remember, start with the decimal. To the right is a 3. To the left is a 1 and a 1. Hey, these all happen to line up. We have no zeros to fill in. 4 minus 3 is 1. 6 minus 1 is 5. 2 minus 1 is 1. Bring our decimal. Boom. We are done. We did our subtraction. We followed our steps. Next problem we're going to do. 23.6 minus 16.2. Write down our first number, 23.6. Write our decimal of our second number. To the right is a 2. To the left is a 6 and 1. Hey, they line up. We subtract. 6 minus 2 is 4. Well, we can't take 6 from 3. We can when we do integers, but we're working with regular numbers. We cannot take 6 from 3. So hopefully you guys remember, we look over, we have to borrow from the 2. The 2 turns into a 1. The 3 turns into a 13. So now we have 13 minus 6, which will be 7. And 1 minus 1 is 0. We bring our decimal straight down. You have a final answer of 7.4. Let's do another example. 146.35 minus 10.694. Write out our first number, 146.35. Put our decimal of our second number, line them up. We have a 6, a 9, and a 4. We have a 0 and a 1. Fill in our blanks. And we subtract. Well, we can't take 4 from 0, so we have to borrow from the 5. 5 turns into a 4. 0 turns into a 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. We can't take 9 from 4, so we have to borrow again. 3 turns into a 2. 4 turns into 14. 14 minus 9 is 5. We can't take 6 from 2, so we got to borrow again. 6 turns into a 5. The 2 turns into a 12. 12 minus 6 is 6. 5 minus 0, we can do that one. It's 5. 4 minus 1 is 3. And 1 minus 0 is 1. We bring down our decimal. Boom. We circle our answer or box it. Let's look at one more. 613.918 minus 45 and 45.1256. Same thing, write out our first number, 613.918. Line up our decimal. 1, 2, 5, 6, fill in a 0. 5, 4, fill in a 0. We subtract. 0 minus 6, can't do that. Borrow, this turns into a 7, that turns into a 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. 7 minus 5 is 2. 1 minus 2, we can't do that, so we have to borrow. Turns into an 8, turns into 11. 11 minus 2 is 9. 8 minus 1 is 7. Oh, we can't do 3 minus 5, we got to borrow here. 13 minus 5 is 8. We can't do 0 minus 4, we got to borrow again. 10 minus 4 is 6. 5 minus 0 is 5. Bring down our decimal.
At this time, will all you graduates please submit?
So just like with adding decimals, same thing with subtracting decimals. Follow the steps, step by step. You should run these through your head as you are solving these. Hopefully that helped.